In May 2025, Donald Trump's plane landed in Riyadh. It was his first foreign stop since announcing his intention to run for president again. The choice wasn't random, it was a deeply political message. Saudi Arabia has become the gateway to balance in the Middle East. Washington is no longer in the position of guardian or controller, but a partner seeking rational actors in the region. In his speech, Trump stated, "The Middle East no longer needs a guardian. Instead, it needs a strong, rational partner like Saudi Arabia," as he put it. One phrase sparked widespread debate, signaling a new phase in U.S. Saudi relations. A tweet by the U.S. Embassy in Riyadh made the message even clearer. Saudi Arabia leads and the world listens. A short sentence, but one that meant no more guardianship. It was a recognition of Saudi Arabia's role as a regional leader. The visit was not merely symbolic, it was filled with deals. Over $600 billion in investment agreements were signed. The largest defense deal in the two countries' history was announced, worth $142 billion. But the most significant file was technology and artificial intelligence. Saudi Arabia unveiled a new company, Humane, in partnership with U.S. tech giants, NVIDIA, AMD, and Amazon, to build an independent AI ecosystem. These were not just business deals, they marked a transfer of technological weight to the Gulf. On the political front, the biggest surprise came with the announcement of lifting sanctions on Syria, made in Riyadh in the presence of Syria's new president. Trump made his vision clear. "We want a Middle East without chaos." And that, he said, can only be achieved through the participation of capable local powers. The most notable absence from the visit: Israel. Trump did not visit Tel Aviv, nor did he mention it in his speech, a striking shift, reflecting the declining centrality of Israel in U.S. priorities. Instead, Saudi Arabia emerged as America's most important partner, transitioning from a consulted ally to a leading state. Behind these shifts lie the contours of a changing global order. The U.S. is reshuffling its priorities, seeking partners, not followers. And Saudi Arabia, in turn, is acting as a confident and independent nation, balancing between Washington and Beijing, between economic power and sovereignty. It is no longer seeking protection, but investing in influence. Between Trump's speech and the embassy's tweet, a headline was written for a new era. Guardianship is over. Leadership is shifting. In recent years, Saudi Arabia has transformed from a traditional ally into a central player in the Middle East. It has adopted a strategy of specialized diplomacy, mediating in conflicts, hosting peace talks on Ukraine, and working to reconcile rival parties across the region. According to the Wilson Center, this transformation proves that Saudi Arabia is no longer just an economic force, but a hub around which new security and diplomatic arrangements are forming. Trump's visit to Riyadh also marked a shift in U.S. foreign policy, from promoting democracy and human rights to prioritizing economic and strategic interests. This shift reflects a growing recognition that past interventions failed to deliver results, and that partnerships built on mutual interests may be more effective in achieving regional stability. While the U.S. strengthens its ties with Gulf nations, Europe's role in the region appears to be declining. Despite French efforts to recognize a Palestinian state, the European Union as a whole suffers from a lack of unified, effective strategy in the Middle East, diminishing its influence in critical regional issues. The Center for Strategic and International Studies, CSS, attributes Europe's absence to internal divisions and weak military and economic presence in the region. For years, U.S. media harshly criticized Washington's ties with Riyadh, especially on human rights. But with Saudi Arabia's rise as a regional power, the media tone has shifted toward realism and shared interests. In the Washington Post, journalist David Ignatius wrote that the U.S. needs Saudi Arabia as much as Saudi Arabia needs the U.S. Today, the relationship between Washington and Riyadh appears more balanced than ever. No longer based on protection in exchange for oil, but on diverse investments and multifaceted cooperation. As Foreign Policy magazine puts it, Saudi Arabia is pursuing an independent global role, while America is redefining its alliances for a post-hegemonic world. The result? A new strategic partnership without guardianship or dependency.